All right, everybody, I'm going to show you a demonstration of VARCPQ. So one of the things that we're trying to solve is, as a reseller, we deal with variable cost. And Salesforce doesn't do a very good job on dealing with fluctuating costs. All of our vendors and stuff use these Salesforce, and it works really well because they can just do a percentage off a list, and there's all sorts of rules. So how do I handle that? So first off, I'm going to show you a little capability. So here's my example. I'm a reseller. I get a quote from distribution. I click add, and I'm going to choose a quote here. And I'm just going to grab something from Carahsoft real quick. I'm going to grab this Nutanix quote from 2020. Well, let's grab one a little bit older than that real quick. And what's happening is I'm basically uploading a standard PDF that I get from distribution. In this case, my distributor's Carahsoft. You can see our information in here. I'm going to blur out, but here's a $500,000 quote with 11 line items. All these products are no longer available, so that's the reason why I chose this quote. So what's going to happen is we've got an API integration to a third party that's basically going to rip all these line items out of it and make it available for you so that you don't have to do any cut and paste. Right? The idea is to have a single source of truth, so we eliminate all the cut and paste. And if you want to edit like the description on something or what have you before you send it off to the customer, I'll show you where you can do that. So typically you're going to cut and paste about 5 line items per, or I'm sorry, 5 fields per line item. So if you do a 20 line item quote, there's 100 cut and paste things, right? So we're going to pull the part number, the description, the list price, the quoted price, which is our cost, and the quantity. Those are at a minimum the fields that we're going to pull. And we also have the capability, there's another template that we have that you can pull the sell price. So like say you have a pre-made quote in Excel that you have a quoted price and a sell price so that you can sell it over and over again. You can just drag and drop it in here and it'll pull it all out, and away you go. And let's take a look at this. So just kind of for reference, we've got $492,923.73. There's $825 of shipping fees in here. So what happens is this quote editor will allow you to drag and drop anything on here or click upload files, and it's reading the line items off in here. So this is our demo environment. It does operate a little bit slower than our production environment. It takes about 45 seconds to about a minute and a half. If you do a huge quote, which I've got one that we can test, it's about 800 line items. It does take about 3 or 4 minutes to go ahead and look at, but when you click refresh, you get this screen right here that says pending review. And basically what it does is it verifies like, hey, look, here's, in this case, lovely James. He sent us a quote for all this stuff. And here's all the line items, $492. Oh, didn't pull the shipping over here. I'm going to go ahead and put that in there. I'll figure out later why it did that, but I've got 11 line items. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And I'm going to hit save and close. I'm going to verify my dollar amounts match up just to make sure. 492, 923, 492, 923. Okay. And that's just because of the shipping in here. So anyway, so basically that screen right there allows you to kind of edit what it sees, right? It also makes your sales rep accountable to verify that if for some reason the OCR didn't run and pull all the data over, that's a different story. I could have multiple quotes in here, and I can also upload multiple quotes. So if I have something in this case from Carahsoft and something from like Ingram Micro, I can add multiple quotes in here at one time. The OCR engine will run. For right now, I'm just going to keep this simple, and I'm just going to click generate quote. I have multiple quote types. For the sake of today, we're going to do open market, which is a standard everyday quote, standard reseller quote. And as you're going to see, here's all the line items that I pulled over, okay, including the $0 line items. And right now it's set my cost and my sales price is the same, okay. So first things first, a lot of other quote editors, they're going to want you to change these manufacturers on every single part and so on and so forth. What we've really done is we've built a quote editor that allows us to speed this stuff up so we can mass apply margin and some overall common settings. In this case, everything in here is from Nutanix, so I'm just going to say, hey, I know it's Nutanix. For the sake of my demo, I'm going to go ahead and say everything is hardware. I'm going to select all these line items except for, let's pick one of these random license. Yeah, we're going to just undo that one. I'm going to hit apply. And you know what? Instead of doing editing everything, I'm only going to edit this one line item. I'm just going to change this to software. And I could change this to VMware if I wanted. Or I could change this to Nutanix. I'm just kind of showing you how you can add individual things or a whole bunch of things at one time. And I'm going to hit save. And what you're going to see is, if I go back to my other screen, Nutanix is set on all these things. And the only reason why you want to say some things are hardware or software is it can apply different tax codes for your financial package later. But anyway, all right, now it comes time to mark this quote up. I'm just going to do a really quick thing real so that we can see what's going on. Let's say I want to put 20 points of margin on this thing and I want to apply it to everything, right? I'm just going to show you how quick this works. I can hit save, I can hit calculate. If I hit save, it'll calculate it anyway, just to make sure that all the numbers are up to date. And away you go. So it shows me my margin is $123,000. And I need to submit this thing for approval before I can generate a quote. And just putting something in here, click submit. And in my internal demo, the rules basically approve this thing as long as it's over a certain percentage. And you see this create PDF buttons in here. And this is all native functionality in Salesforce at this point. It's going to allow you to generate this thing. This is my demo. I can make any fields I want to show up in here, and away you go. Shipping and handling, 825 bucks. And we've got all these numbers in here. And I can hit save to quote. And what you're going to see in this example is here's the quote that I got from Carahsoft, and here's the quote that I'm sending to the customer, right? You can edit the colors and look and feel of this in Salesforce pretty easily. I spent all of 5 minutes on this, if that. All right, so now I just basically sync all my stuff over to the opportunity. And what you're going to see is everything's synced over. Here's my standard opportunity. Here's all the products. And that, my friends, is 7 minutes and 40 seconds of a demo. Pretty simple. If I want to generate another quote, customer wanted to change something, and I just need to remove a line item, I can very easily do that. I'm just going to generate a whole new quote. Okay, you're going to see since I did it from the same quote, all these things are set. And this line item, the customer's not even going to buy. So I'm going to go ahead and delete that line item, delete selected, and mark this quote up, save it, be done, right? I'm still going to put 20 points of margin on that, and I'm going to hit save. Save. In this case, I think that was a $0 line item, so it didn't really impact the price, but then the same process. I'm going to commit, submit for approval. I'm just going to click OK on this as an example. Gotta love these demo environments. There we go. Apparently I didn't click it. And I can create the PDF now and save it to quote, right? I'm just going to click save real quick. Super fast. Sync this quote over that one. This process takes just a quick second because it's going to actually remove all the previous products from the opportunity. And you'll see I only have 10 items instead of 11. So pretty neat functionality.